Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ankit Goyal from Ayushi Density, and in our series for young dental graduates, today we have Dr. Rimmi Shekhawat with us. Ma'am doesn't require any introduction, but for our audience which are outside Rajasthan and other parts of the country, ma'am is a dental graduate from SMS Medical College in 1996, and she has 25 years of clinical experience. Ma'am, you have a very inspirational journey, and I would request you if you can share some parts of your journey as a dentist. It may help these young friends of yours to understand what are the challenges and how to conquer them.
Yes. So, good afternoon, everyone. And as Ankit has told you, I am like in this, we can say, a very vast field of profession, which is dentistry. And I'm practicing, obviously, he said, 25 years of dental practice. But this practice has started with a very, you can say, I was little reluctant because once you get admission into a medical college, you always aspire to become a MBBS. And then we get BDS. So initially, I was little reluctant, but whatever I thought ki whatever I have taken up, I give my 100% for that. I'm a perfectionist in that, and my perseverance to achieve the top position was always very igniting. So when I was doing my BDS, I got the highest throughout all the years of dentistry, and I got the chance to do post graduation also. But at that time, I got married to my husband. He is a pediatrician, and he was insistent to open up a hospital. So I had just after doing my internship, I started up with my clinic. So the beginning was not that easy. It was full of struggles. The knowledge was also not wholesome. I was also a novice in the practice. I was also, you can say, an amateur. But with my due journey, I tried to upgrade myself, and today here I am.
That's great, ma'am. That's great. Ma'am, as you said, your husband was not a dentist. So it's a bit of challenge for female dental graduates अ, जिनके कि हस्बैंड सेम प्रोफेशन में नहीं है टू अरेंज दैट कैपिटल की जो इन लॉज हैं वो उतना पैसा लगाना चाह रहे हैं नहीं चाह रहे हैं सो हाउ वाज थिंग्स फॉर यू
एक्चुअली अंकित जी क्या है कि हस्बैंड डेंटिस्ट नहीं थे, बट आई वाज फॉर्चुनेट कि उन्होंने हमेशा बीइंग माई सेल्फ एज अ डेंटिस्ट ही ऑलवेज मोटिवेटेड मी एंड आपको ये एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है बिकॉज क्लिनिकल अगर हम सेटअप लगाते हैं डेंटिस्ट्री में तो इनिशियल कैपिटल हमें बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत नहीं होती है. वी हैव टू इन्वेस्ट इन अ वेरी गुड चेयर. बेसिकली आपके पास में एक अच्छी चेयर है और इफ़ इट इज़ लाइक टोटली यू कैन से इफ़ यू रिलाई ऑन अ कंपनी जहाँ पे उसको बहुत ज़्यादा आपको आफ्टर सेल सर्विस की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती है, तो फर्स्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट इज़ अ गुड चेयर. Second is always we have to invest in a good X-ray system because it is like for every each and every step and diagnosis we need a X-ray. So X-ray and then other paraphernalia which are like basic requirements like scaling, light care machines and all other like endo instruments and everything. It depends upon your field of expertise. So that way it is like it's again an immense way of investments, but initial basic investment I would say is not that much. And that is the reason like most of the youngsters they have started up in a small one shop area only, and they are running good. If you gain some good practice, if you gain a good start, then definitely you have all the probabilities to expand more. That is the thing.
ओके मैम दिस आई वुड से कि वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट पीस ऑफ एडवाइस बिकॉज अभी भी बहुत सारे डॉक्टर्स ऐसा सोचते हैं कि अगर यू डू नॉट स्टार्ट बिग आपके लिए जर्नी बहुत टफ हो जाती है एंड आप कह रहे हैं कि छोटा शुरू करके सही जगह इन्वेस्ट करके भी आप अपने आप को एक डिजायर्ड ग्रोथ प्लेटफॉर्म पे ले जा सकते हैं
देखिए एक्चुअली अभी आज की तारीख में बिकॉज द टाइम व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड 25 इयर्स बैक तब डेंटिस्ट्री में इतना ज़्यादा सैचुरेशन नहीं था, इतना
यस
कंपटीशन नहीं था. तो इनिशियली इफ आई हैव स्टार्टेड विद अ सिंगल चेयर यूनिट, And then right now abhi I have like 6 chair units and everything with the all the latest technology and updates with me. But initially, but nowadays I would say, because the competition is tough, and the patient has also become very smarter. They are also very aware. They know more of the treatments through Google online searches. Most of them, they are already been like, they know about their treatments. So for that particular thing, the things become little challenging, because a patient once enter your clinic, they used to like see all the aspects कि आपके पास में क्या है, आपके आपसे, and they are very blunt. They openly ask you also when they come to you. They talk about all the things. They talk about economics and the finance and the cost involved and the equipments which you are using. So definitely it's challenging, but I would say कि don't go for, मतलब don't see कि you have to do on a very big scale. But yes, optimum investment for the beginners is the mantra. Don't invest too much, so that otherwise you would be in more stress.
Yes.
You would be like totally always worrying about the recurring expenses. So do it whatever your pocket allows, and then definitely you can expand afterwards.
Yeah, the mantra is rationalize your investment. Whatever you have, don't overburden yourself.
Yes.
मैम, जब हम चैलेंजेस की बात कर ही रहे हैं, तो एक यंग डेंटिस्ट के लिए 4 सबसे बड़े चैलेंज होते हैं, लाइक कि इनिशियल कैपिटल, जिस पे हमने बात की, इनिशियल फुटफॉल,
Yes.
कम्युनिकेशन विद पेशेंट एंड स्टाफ. सो
Yes.
इफ आई गो वन बाय वन, कैपिटल आपने बहुत अच्छे से बताया. इनिशियल फुटफॉल कैसे आए? बिकॉज आपने बहुत सारे फेजेस देखे
देखिए,
हैं.
इनिशियल फुटफॉल में मेरा हमेशा रहा है, जैसे मेरा जो शुरुआत था और मेरी जो सक्सेस मंत्रा वाज माय माउथ टू माउथ पब्लिसिटी. सो जैसे ही, देखिए, अगर आपने एक क्लिनिक खोला तो शुरू में आप एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं, हमारे को ये कहा जाता था कि पर डे अगर सिंगल पेशेंट आता है और मंथ में आपको 30 डेज आपके पास 30 पेशेंट आते हैं एज ए बिगिनर, इट इज़ वेरी गुड. तो मेरा आपसे यही कहना है कि डोंट गेट फ्रस्ट्रेटेड. इनिशियली आपका जो भी है, अगर एक पेशेंट भी आता है, तो जो बेसिक चीज़ है, टू एस्टैब्लिश अ पर्सनल कनेक्ट विद योर पेशेंट. Always start up, never ask about a patient comes in a pain, patient comes with so many complaints. So first of all, you just have to pacify him. Never jump to his chief complaint. Always ask him about his whereabouts, about his profession. हमेशा try to make a story. वो स्टोरी, जैसे आपने कभी पूछा अपने पेशेंट से बात की, पेशेंट बोलेगा कि साहब मैं एक आर्किटेक्ट हूँ, यू कैन ऑलवेज आस्क आपने कहाँ से किया, व्हाट आर योर मंत्रास फॉर बिकमिंग अ गुड आर्किटेक्ट, एंड हु इज इन योर फैमिली, एंड आपकी डेंटल हिस्ट्री कैसी है. देन दैट वे द पेशेंट बिकम्स वेरी कंफर्टेबल विद यू, and that connect always pays you later also. And you can, like, if you can recollect or remember the connect, it is always beneficial when the patient visits you the second time. So first thing is the personal connect. Secondly, if a patient comes with a complaint, examination and the diagnosis is a very crucial thing. Sometimes patient says, डॉक्टर साहब मुझे यहाँ नीचे दर्द हो रहा है, then you don't have to focus only at that area. You have to see all the 32 teeth. You have to see all other areas also. Sometimes the pain is always referred. It is never a targeted pain. So you have to be aware about the thorough examination of the oral cavity. And then you can always reinstate it with the x-rays and everything. And when you give a authoritative good and one point diagnosis, the patient gains a confidence. So firstly, the patient has a personal connect with you, then the patient is got like totally approves your treatment line, and then definitely on the second last part, you can always discuss the financials. And for the financials also, never always give a patient a one big package. Always try to do it in installments, because as a beginner no one will give you a lump sum money. So try to do it in installments. If you see there are cavities also, the patient needs scalings also, the patient needs other things also like implants and something. First of all, treat the problem with which the patient came to you, and secondly, you can advise other parts of the treatment in a later visits.
Thanks, ma'am. Thanks. So Uh, Focusing on each and every patient is the mantra. Develop a connect with them, communicate them in a trustworthy way what you feels right, and the complete treatment, and don't jump on the lump sum payment. It's part by part.
Yes.
Along with this, ma'am, staff is always the challenge.
Staff is always a challenge, but the thing is ki in India, you will never find any professionally trained dental staff. Usually it happens like a boy or a girl comes to you, and with you only they learn the things step by step. So I always what like I'm also very fortunate right now. I have a staff of almost 20 years of association with me, and they were like young boys and young girls who came to me, and slowly and steadily when they saw my way of doing work, they have also developed the same kind of dedication and sincerity. And I always take care of them as my family members. In their griefs and sorrows and in their happiness, we are like a family, and we definitely, because every time it is very demanding to be on the toes, and they are also human beings, they have their own family lives, they have their ups and downs. So for that, I feel we have to be very compassionate about their problems. We have to have give them a sympathetic ear, and definitely time to time, if there is any you can say possibility of their upgradation, like I have motivated my staff to get a professional course from a dental college. So one of my staff has got even the diploma as a dental hygienist. And besides that, all other, like if I do conduct seminars or any workshops, I make my staff also to listen what is the new advancement in the dental technology.
Definitely, ma'am. That's a key to have the staff and the consistency. थोड़ा सा चैलेंजिंग रहता है ये कभी कभी, बट यस जब आप उनके साथ सिंपैथेटिक हैं और आप उनकी बातों को भी सुन रहे हैं, एंड व्हेन दे आर रिलाइंग ऑन यू, ये
Yes.
पॉसिबल भी है. सो इन द सेम वे योर स्टाफ ट्रस्ट इन यू, आपका पेशेंट भी आप में बहुत ट्रस्ट करता
जी.
है. मैंने देखा है यू हैव जनरेशन ऑफ फैमिलीज लाइक 3 generations जो आपके पास रेगुलरली आ रही हैं. सो मैम व्हाट इज द की टू दैट ट्रस्ट? आपने ऐसा क्या किया?
अगेन देखिए, मेरा पहला मंत्र तो ये है कि यू हैव टू बी वेरी ट्रांसपेरेंट एंड फेयर टू योर पेशेंट. ओवर ट्रीटमेंट इज अ डेफिनेटली अ नो नो फ्रॉम माई साइड. कई बार पेशेंट्स आते हैं कि डॉक्टर साहब हमारे मुंह में 10 कैविटीज़ हैं, 15 कैविटी है. हम तो जब हम पूछते हैं तो बोलते हैं कि वो किसी फला फला डेंटिस्ट को दिखा के आए थे. एंड डेफिनेटली स्मॉल पिट्स एंड फिशर्स, इफ दे आर देयर, यू कैन नॉट कॉल देम एज ए कैविटी. सो पेशेंट को के साथ में आपको एक जेन्युइनिटी तो रखनी ही होगी. सेकेंडली, ऑलवेज try to work with the best of material which is available. Don't go for a second or third class of material. Don't compromise on that, I would say that, because patient always needs and they expect a guarantee or warranty. You don't have to give it, but your work will speak. If you use good quality products, if you use a good your skills, then definitely you are going to give a longevity in the treatment which the patient expects. First thing that. Secondly, be reasonable. Whatever the market trends are, definitely you can't go very on the lower rates. You can't compromise on very low rates, because then it will be heavy on your pockets and you won't be able to extract out the investment what you did. But definitely initially be reasonable. Once if you gain confidence in that particular thing, then definitely you can charge, but that is also like in a very friendly manner. Don't be harsh with the patients. Thirdly, patient also see the way you are speaking and working with other patients also. How is your behavior? So in our medical profession, usually we see about ABCs. Like first thing is your availability. If you are a beginner, you have, and whatever time slot you have given for your clinic timings, you should be available for that time, because the patient can come at any time. The first is availability. Second is your behavior. B is for your behavior. Behavior should be very good. You should be well learned and well aware of all other treatments. बेसिकली आप चाहे वो करते हो या ना करते हो, चाहे आप इम्प्लांट्स नहीं करते हो, बट आपको इम्प्लांट्स के बारे में पूरा पता होना चाहिए. यू शुड बी वेल रेड अबाउट दैट. थर्डली, सी जो आता है वो आपका आता है कि आपका बेसिक आपका स्किल्स कैसे हैं, आपके क्वालिफिकेशंस कैसी हैं. सो दीज आर द 3 बेसिक ABCDs जिसके अंदर हम ये कहते हैं कि पेशेंट के लिए पहली अवेलेबिलिटी है, देन सेकंड बिहेवियर है, देन स्किल्स एंड कम्युनिकेशंस है. सो अगर आप इस चीज के ऊपर, इन मंत्रास के ऊपर अगर आप स्टिक रहते हैं, तो आई डोंट थिंक कि यू विल फील एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ एनी फेलियर्स इनिशियली.
Ji ma'am. Ma'am, along with this, you have some very good leadership skills also. Like not only the patients and staff, but the dentists in your fraternity, they also looks up to you, and you hold some positions also. So how's that?
Actually, when I started my journey, so I was the one who struggled a lot. Basically, we did so many camps, we did so many school health programs, and the quality and quantity of patients were also very huge. And besides that, a lot of you can say work-life balance pressures also, because it was my beginning part. So in that particular time, I would say कि I have been in contact with many people, and I am like, if I would rate myself, I would like to be called as a people's person. I always like to be surrounded by good persons, and the people, they give sometimes you small learning tips which are always like very useful. So that ways. And again, when my husband is with me, so once he became the secretary to the medical association, then he always prompted me to do something same like for the dental fraternity. We have our local body, and since we were flourishing in our clinical practice, and I always updated myself with the latest trends, whatever it may be, like in lasers, the implants, the scanners, now digital dentistry, other things. So that way I was becoming a known person. So other persons who were like private practitioners who were surrounding me, who were in the city, they started following me, they started coming in contact to me, asking about the many things or many tips to get certain success. So that way I had a connect with many of other my fellow members, and that way we stepped into the
Your
association.
helping hand is always available to your
Yes,
friends and
yes,
young
yes,
ones
yes,
and
yes,
everyone.
definitely. There were so many people, they come for many day-to-day problems also, even for counseling part for their marriages also, but being initial beginners. So they had certain problem in marital problems, problems with their children, problems with their career, problems with the even the if opting for a MDS seats. So that was all about. So initially I became the part of IDA. Then I 5 years back, with my team, I contested the election for state dental council, and then I got the maximum vote for that, and I am still become the vice president of state council. And when I was doing this election campaign of my council part, so I visited whole of the Rajasthan. So mostly that time almost 10,000 dentists were registered with RSDC. So that time also, when we got to when we went to the nooks and corners of remote and peripheral areas, I found a lot of, you can say, frustration among the fraternity. They were very much frustrated about the employment issues, and also the competition with the local quacks, and those people like they have lots of patient, and a qualified dentist is not having patient. So they were always asking us, एक ही क्वेश्चन होता है, मैम हमें सरकारी नौकरी कब मिलेगी, गवर्नमेंट जॉब होंगे. तो I always told them कि never ever depend yourself on a सरकारी नौकरी, rather strengthen yourself with your learnings. मैंने कहा, मैं हमेशा बोलती थी कि आप जाइए, कोर्सेज करिए. इंडिया में ऑल ओवर इंडिया बहुत अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं. अगर आप किसी भी तरह से MDS नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, आप पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, तो देयर आर सो मेनी डिप्लोमा कोर्सेज, देयर आर सो मेनी फेलोशिप्स जो कि आप करते हैं, तो यू कैन स्ट्रेंथन योर सेल्फ एंड आपकी जो एवेन्यू ऑफ थिंकिंग है इट विल बी ब्रॉडन, योर होराइजन्स वुड बी ब्रॉडन, एंड आपको एक अपने आप में कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा, एंड दैट कॉन्फिडेंस अगेन इट विल रिफ्लेक्ट इन योर वर्क. सो मैं उन लोगों को वैसे ही मोटिवेट करती थी. देन दे सेड कि मैम आप आके यहाँ करिए. तो हम लोगों ने स्टेट हमारा आरएसडीसी की तरफ से we have started up a program जिसमें we went to many districts and we gathered good gatherings, and all the local dentists, they were like definitely hugely benefited with those our skilling programs.
मैम यहाँ पे भी आप अपने सेटअप पे भी बहुत लो कॉस्ट में एंड समटाइम्स फ्री यू आर मतलब आप अवेलेबल करवा रहे हैं बहुत अच्छे कोर्सेज.
एक्चुअली मेरे को हमेशा लगता है अंकित जी कि इतना इन्वेस्टमेंट हम लोगों ने हमारी पढ़ाई में किया है, उसके बाद में पेरेंट्स की तरफ से आपके एक्सपेक्टेशंस होते हैं, आपको पैसा कमाना होता है. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जो चीज़ हमारे बस में है, जैसे लाइक बीइंग सीनियर्स, हम लोग आज एक पर्टिकुलर प्लेटफॉर्म पे हम लोगों ने अचीव किया है जहां हमें अगर कमाना है तो वी आर डूइंग इट विद बाय आवर प्रोफेशनल वे. सो आई वुड से कि एट दैट पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट, अगर इफ आई कैन बी ऑफ एनी हेल्प टू माय फेलो मेंबर्स, and definitely if they are like becoming more and more skilled and upgraded by the new informations and knowledge, so then definitely it is my privilege to do that for them.
मैम आप किसी को और पैसा बनाने में हेल्प करें, कमाने में हेल्प करें, उससे बड़ी हेल्प कुछ नहीं हो सकती.
डेफिनेटली डेफिनेटली.
सो मैम अभी आपने वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस की भी बात की थी एंड फॉर अ फीमेल डेंटिस्ट आई थिंक इज ऑलवेज चैलेंजिंग बिकॉज देयर इज अ सर्टेन एज जब आप अपनी क्लिनिक को भी ग्रो कर रहे होते हैं which is 28 to 35.
Yes.
And this is the same age when pregnancy and young kids are there. So family is also demanding and profession is very demanding. And तो कैसे ये balance कैसे maintain?
देखिए अंकित जी, मैं इसमें कहना चाहूँगी कि आई हैव लाइक, मैंने एक सीईओ, यू ऑल मस्ट हैव नोन अबाउट पेप्सिको की सीईओ है इंदिरा, मिसेस इंदिरा नूई. सो एक बार मैंने उनका इंटरव्यू सुना था और उनका बहुत ही अच्छा एक इनिशियल टिप था, सेम फॉर द वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस, कि द सिलेक्शन ऑफ योर लाइफ पार्टनर इज द गेम चेंजर. यू हैव टू डेफिनेटली, देखिए आपके हाथ में बहुत ज़्यादा तो नहीं होता है, बट ऑब्वियसली इट इज़ लाइक अ गैम्बल, बट यू शुड सी कि आपके जो लाइफ पार्टनर है उसका एक थॉट प्रोसेस कैसा है, उसका आपका मतलब बेसिकली यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल इन डूइंग दैट. And sometimes it's destined, you can't help it out, but I would say ki first thing is that, and second is your family support system. These two pillars are very very important for a female to start up with their profession as well as their family, because those initial years bahut life is very demanding on all the fronts. Like your children are small, they demand your full time presence, and like they also your family and your household things, everything is in a mess. So first of all, invest on a good household team, जो आपके सर्वेंट्स कह सकते हैं या आपके फैमिली मेंबर्स कह सकते हैं. लाइक इफ you are a part of a joint family, I would always say it as a boon. Basically your elders are there to take care of your children, and they are many places, they are your guiding light. So first one thing is that, otherwise if you are in a nuclear family, definitely आपको एक अच्छा सर्वेंट या हाउस होल्ड वर्कर आपको चाहिए. एंड थर्डली आपका पार्टनर जो है, he has to be equally devoted in the household work also, because if he is with you, he must be also a professional. So definitely that is your participation of both of you. Secondly, I have, like I told you initially, I started up my clinic in my house only, so that was very convenient for me. And being a dentist or being a female dentist, you can definitely do in that way. And that thing, initially you must not be having a भीड़ of patients with you. तो आपका जो बचा टाइम है उसमें आप अपने बच्चों को संभाल सकते हैं. Definitely you can juggle in between. Yes. So that is a initial thing, and then afterwards, once everything gets little stabilized, then definitely you can think of extending out.
So ma'am, with this thing in mind, work-life balance, what do you say? A female dentist must marry a male dentist or some other profession?
देखिए, it is definitely your personal choice. I won't say कि female and male dentist दोनों होते हैं. कई बार क्या होता है कि शुरू में आप दोनों डेंटिस्ट हैं, तो कई बार आपका कुछ क्लैशेस भी होते हैं, एंड देर आर लिटिल यू कैन से डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियंस ऑल्सो, and not necessarily both the spouse should be a dentist only. If he is from a medical field, definitely. If he is compassionate, if he is listening to your problems, then definitely, equally, whatever profession it is, I won't say ki there should be another dentist. He can be a government official also, he can be a businessman also, but he should value your profession, he should value your career, and he should value your feelings. That is the most important thing.
Value and support is the most
Yes.
important thing, maybe any profession. So मैम, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक्स कि आपने इतने अच्छे इंसाइट शेयर किए, एंड दिस विल certainly help the young dental graduates have watching your experience and these words of wisdom. In last, ma'am, if there are some young graduates who want to have a success like you, any two attributes you would recommend that they need to develop in their personality, in thought process?
Yes. So my first mantra is like, love your work, be passionate about your work. Once you become passionate about your work, definitely you will upgrade yourself with whatever available on this planet. So first is passion for your work and profession. Second is your perseverance to achieve the best. So these two things are very, very important. Never become complacent with your success, because success and to remain on the peak is very difficult. After a peak, definitely there comes a downfall. So always be prepared for that part also. Like if you are doing very good work, you will feel failures and complications also. You should have that knowledge, you should have that confidence to tackle the complications and failure. Definitely you take the success and failure same, and you will never be deterred by any of these things. So these are the things which you have to keep in your mind. आप अपने अंदर की जो कहते हैं ना कि एक जो जील है या जो एक मशाल है उसको जलाए रखना है. उस अगर जो जिस इस दिए को जो कहते हैं चिराग को जलाए रखेंगे तो definitely there won't be any looking back.
So passion and perseverance is the key by Dr. Rimmi Shekhawat, and hope you take some key messages from this communication and hope for the best. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.